Hi, Jamie Salinas here, Technology Help Desk Manager for the Harris County Department of Education. Through the Affordable Care Act, we're required to track all our actual work time. So we're going to talk about using our new Timeclock system. It's an electronic system that allows us to keep track of our hours. It's more accurate, and it keeps a better recording system for our accounting department. So we're going to learn a lot of things today, so let's get started. I'm going to show you how to clock in using your ID tag. You're going to push this button labeled Clock In. It's a green button. Once you press that button, it's going to ask for your employee ID. You can manually punch it in, or you can take your ID and wave it in front of this area right here, and that gets you clocked in. Non-exempt employees are required to clock in no earlier than 7 minutes prior to their scheduled time and no later than 7 minutes after their end time without prior approval. For non-exempt employees, when you go to lunch, you're going to press the Start Break button. This will allow you to start your lunch time. Once you press that button, you're going to use your badge to scan out, or you can punch in your employee ID number. Once you return back from lunch, you will clock in just like you did before using the exact same process we showed you earlier. All non-exempt employees will clock out at the end of their shift. Now remember, you must clock out within no later than 7 minutes after your scheduled time without pre-approval. That process is very simple. You press the clock out button, you type in your employee ID, or you can use your badge. For those employees who work different jobs, you're going to be using the job code function. Here is where you'll enter in information about what job you're working on. Just simply follow the prompts on the screen and they'll tell you exactly what to do. To clock in using the web interface, use the following web address. Once the page is loaded, simply enter your employee ID number into the box labeled Badge ID Number and click Login. You do not need a PIN number. Use the Clock In, Go on Break, and Clock Out buttons the same way you use them on the physical time clock. The Change Job Code button works the same way as the physical time clock as well. To clock in by telephone, dial the following number. If the number is busy, wait a moment and call back. Once the system answers, use your employee ID number and follow the prompts. The entire process takes approximately 30 seconds. To use the mobile app for keeping track of time, you will need to visit the HCDE Help Desk at the Irvington office to have your phone configured. Use the web interface to request time off. Once logged in, use the Request button to request time off. You must complete the notes section when requesting local or state personal leave. You will need to select if your leave is discretionary or non-discretionary leave. Jury duty, medical releases, military orders, and other documents must be submitted to the division's payroll administrator. Changes to leave approved by the supervisor must be submitted to the division payroll administrator. When leaving work for any reason other than your scheduled lunch break, you will need to clock out. If you return to work the same day, you will clock back in. Timekeeping procedures can be found on the portal under the Business Services Payroll section. If you need assistance, please contact the HCDE Help Desk at 713-696-1300. Remember, it only takes a few seconds to clock in and out, so make sure you stay on top of it. If you have any issues or any problems, make sure you contact your payroll administrator.